The mystery surrounding the welfare of the missing Chinese tennis star Peng Shuai has taken another twist. A new video has been posted online which appears to show the 35-year-old at a youth tennis tournament in Beijing. The Women's Tennis Association says the footage released on Sunday by state media is insufficient and does not address their concerns over her safety. The former doubles world #1 had not been seen or heard from publicly since she posted online accusing the former vice premier Zhang of coercing her into sex. Well, let's show you those pictures of her at the tournament in Beijing. The video was shared on social media by a reporter from the Global Times in China. Peng is seen signing oversized tennis balls for children at the Fila Kids Junior Tennis Challenger Finals, a tournament organised by China Open. But the authenticity of the images has not been independently verified. James Reynolds has the latest.
This unverified video was posted by the editor of a state-run newspaper. The footage claims to show Peng Shuai in the white top having dinner last night at a Beijing restaurant with her coach and friends. The tennis player is shown listening but not speaking. The video raises many questions.
The clip starts with someone off screen saying, "Now is the perfect time." Okay, now is perfect. Then there's a 2-second pause, and then the coach goes into this remark in which he hammers home that it's November 21st. So it seems incredibly scripted, and even they didn't cut out the director's cue at the very beginning of the video. So the whole thing is incredibly bizarre, but creepy and sinister.
The same editor then posted this video purporting to show Peng Shuai, who's second on the left, being introduced this morning at a youth tennis tournament in China's capital. The state media also released these unverified and undated stills on Friday. But this rapid accumulation of state-provided material does not convince the increasing numbers who are calling for independent proof. In a statement released last night, the Foreign Office said the Chinese authorities should urgently provide verifiable evidence of her safety and whereabouts. Everyone should be allowed to speak out without fear of repercussions. All reports of sexual assault anywhere in the world should be investigated. Peng Shuai, a winner of 2 Grand Slam doubles tournaments, including Wimbledon, is well known on the tennis circuit. The Women's Tennis Association has threatened to cancel its many events in China unless it can assure itself of her well-being. James Reynolds, BBC News.
Sophie Richardson is the China director at Human Rights Watch. She says Peng's case may deter athletes from attending the Winter Olympics in Beijing in February.
We argued for a long time that China should not, that the Chinese government should not be awarded the Games, and after 2008, made that argument even more strongly because the government had failed to fulfill any of the human rights related promises it had made to get the Games. And we can see that the situation inside the country has deteriorated significantly. And one really wonders if players now even feel safe to go and compete there. We've argued for a diplomatic boycott, but I think this development may actually lead to athletes themselves not wanting to go to compete. This is the second most powerful government in the world that sees fit to not just take an Olympic athlete off the grid, but is currently committing crimes against humanity, targeting millions of Uyghur Muslims. It has disappeared everyone from artists like Ai Weiwei to senior Tibetan monks. And this continues to happen partly because there's never any real consequence for the government officials responsible for it. And we're arguing hard, especially in the case of crimes against humanity, that holding Chinese government officials accountable is essential to breaking this cycle of total impunity. And hopefully part of what comes out of this experience is not just Peng Shuai's well-being and her safety, but also a renewed diplomatic willingness to actually use the mechanisms through the United Nations, through domestic courts, to produce that kind of accountability and deter future violations.
Our China correspondent John Sudworth has been explaining whether the new video is independent proof of her freedom or if it raises more questions.
We've heard from the Women's Tennis Association already saying that they do not believe that this appearance at this event in Beijing this morning answers their concerns at all. And of course, the real issue here is that even if this video, unlike the other material so far released by Chinese state media, even if this one has the appearance of authenticity, the fact that photos of Peng Shuai appeared on the official media account of the tournament organisers this morning, it does indeed suggest that she was there in person, looking relatively pleased to be there, smiling, waving at the crowd. It's proof of her whereabouts for the first time in a month, but it is not proof of her freedom. It does not tell us that she is not there under duress. It does not tell us that she is able to be where she wants to be and say what she wants to say. That question of independent proof of her freedom is still unanswered. And so that's why I think we have the Women's Tennis Association saying that it is still not satisfied. And the trouble for China is that given the sensitivity of Peng Shuai's allegations, they're in a bind. That the more they try to deliver evidence that makes everything look normal, the more questions there are.